Welcome to the Duck Dive, everybody. Today we're diving into this idea of awakening, what it might mean for you.
Okay.
We're using, as our guide, a fictional story.
Right.
But trust me, the insights are surprisingly practical and applicable to your own life.
Interesting.
So imagine feeling successful,
Okay.
but still unfulfilled.
Yeah.
That's where we find Maya in our source material.
Right.
She's got the outward trappings of success,
Uh,
but something's missing. Sound familiar?
it's a universal experience. That nagging sense of discontent.
Yeah.
It can be the first whisper of awakening, a sign that you're ready for something more.
Okay, so let's dive right in.
Yeah.
Our source describes awakening not as reaching some far-off place,
Right.
but as a journey inwards.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
Think of it as shedding layers, peeling back the expectations and conditioning that have shaped you,
Yeah.
and rediscovering your true essence, your purpose.
Interesting.
It's about coming home to yourself.
So it's less about achieving some grand external goal,
Right.
and more about internal transformation.
Exactly. It's not about adding more to your life, but rather uncovering what's already there
Yeah.
beneath the surface.
Okay, let's talk about Maya's story.
Sure.
She seems like a perfect example of how this inner shift can begin.
Yeah.
What was her experience like?
Well, Maya had everything society tells us we should want. You know, a high-powered job in New York City, a glamorous lifestyle, but it left her feeling empty.
Wow.
She heard that subtle inner call, but she ignored it for years,
Really?
pushing it down, telling herself she should be happy.
That's sad.
Uh,
What finally shifted things for her? Was there a specific moment?
it was almost serendipitous.
Okay.
She saw a poster of a lotus flower with the words, "Awaken to your true potential." And something clicked.
Wow.
It was like permission to finally listen to that inner voice she'd been silencing.
It's amazing how such a seemingly small thing can be a catalyst for change, isn't it?
It is?
I bet many of our listeners have had similar experiences.
I bet so.
Have you ever noticed something like that in your own life?
Absolutely. Those seemingly random encounters
Yeah.
are often synchronicities, signs pointing us in the right direction. The key is to pay attention,
Yeah.
to be open to those subtle nudges from the universe.
So if someone's listening and thinking, hey, maybe this resonates with me,
Okay.
what are some other signs of awakening they should look out for?
Well, the source mentions that persistent feeling of discontent we talked about,
Right.
but also a sense of restlessness, a longing for something more.
Okay.
You might find yourself questioning your beliefs, feeling a disconnect from your old life. It can also manifest as a heightened sensitivity to your surroundings,
Interesting.
or even vivid dreams that seem to hold deeper meaning.
Those are all things people experience at some point.
Sure.
The key, I guess, is recognizing them as part of something bigger.
Exactly.
What's interesting is that our source goes beyond just defining awakening. It actually provides a roadmap, a set of steps you can take to embark on this journey.
And what I appreciate about this roadmap is that it's not just a bunch of vague platitudes.
Oh.
It offers concrete actions you can take.
Okay, let's break it down.
Sure.
What's the first step on this path to awakening?
The foundation of this process is setting clear intentions.
Okay.
What do you truly desire? What aspects of yourself are longing to be awakened?
Yeah.
What kind of life do you want to create? It's about moving from passive wishing to active choosing.
Intention setting is such a powerful practice. It's like planting the seed of what you want to grow in your life.
Exactly. And once you've planted that seed, the next step is cultivating mindfulness.
Mindfulness. I think everyone's heard that word by now.
Probably.
But what does it actually look like in practice?
Yeah.
Especially in the context of awakening.
It's about becoming an observer of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment,
Okay.
instead of getting swept away by your emotions. You learn to create space between yourself and those internal experiences, so you can witness them with greater clarity.
So instead of reacting automatically, you're creating a pause,
Yes.
a moment of awareness.
And in that pause,
Yeah.
you gain the power to choose a different response.
Okay.
This is crucial for breaking free from old patterns and conditioning
Right.
that no longer serve you.
That makes sense. It's about taking back control of your internal world.
And as you cultivate mindfulness, you'll likely start to notice a deeper connection to your inner voice, your intuition.
That inner knowing we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. It's like a muscle that gets stronger with practice.
So how do you do that?
Create space in your life for silence, for introspection, Listen to those whispers of your heart.
Wow.
That's where you'll find the guidance you seek.
I love that. It's like tuning into your own internal compass. What's the next step after connecting with that inner guidance?
Self-reflection. This is where you begin to examine the beliefs, patterns, and stories you've been carrying that might be holding you back.
Yeah.
It's about asking yourself some tough questions.
Like what?
Who am I? Beneath all the roles I play.
Okay.
What are my core values? What brings me true joy?
It sounds like some deep inner work.
It is.
But this journey isn't all about introspection, is it?
Right.
What about finding inspiration in the outside world?
You're right. Awakening isn't just about looking inward.
Okay.
Our source emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with what uplifts and expands you.
So like what?
Whether it's spending time in nature, exploring art or music, reading inspiring books, or connecting with people who light you up, it's about actively seeking out sources of joy and expansion.
It's about curating your own personal growth environment. Finding what feeds your soul.
And as you open yourself to inspiration, you'll likely start to notice synchronicities.
Okay.
Those meaningful coincidences that seem to guide you along the way.
Those moments where the universe seems to be sending you a message.
Exactly. Pay attention to those signs, those unexpected connections and opportunities. They often hold clues and guidance for your journey.
It's like becoming a detective of your own life.
I love that analogy.
Deciphering the messages the universe is sending.
It's about trusting that there's a greater intelligence at play.
Right.
And being open to its guidance. Now, we've talked about the positive aspects of this journey.
Yeah.
But what about the challenges?
That's a great point. It would be misleading to suggest it's all sunshine and roses.
It would.
What are some of the bumps in the road people might encounter on this path?
Well, as you begin to shed old beliefs and patterns, you might experience resistance from your ego.
Yeah?
That part of you that wants to stay safe and comfortable. You might encounter fear, doubt, and even a sense of isolation as you venture into uncharted territory.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
It takes courage to face those shadows within ourselves, to question everything we thought we knew.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Those challenges are opportunities for growth. Each obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your true self.
So it's about reframing those challenges as stepping stones on the path.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone.
That's good.
Our source highlights the importance of community. Finding a supportive tribe of like-minded souls can make all the difference.
Having people who understand what you're going through can be so validating.
It can.
Especially when things get tough.
Absolutely. Shared experiences, insights, and support can be incredibly empowering.
And finally, there's one more essential ingredient in this journey.
What's that?
Gratitude.
Ah, yes.
Gratitude. I feel like that's such a simple yet powerful practice.
It is.
How does it fit into the bigger picture of awakening?
It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Noticing and appreciating the abundance that surrounds you.
Yeah.
No matter how small.
It's like training your mind to see the good.
It is.
Even amidst challenges.
Yes. And that shift in perspective can have a profound impact on your well-being.
How so?
It opens you up to receive more of what you desire. More joy, more love, more abundance.
So we've got intention setting.
Yes.
Mindfulness, inner guidance, self-reflection, seeking inspiration, following synchronicities, embracing challenges, connecting with community, and practicing gratitude.
That's it.
That's quite a roadmap.
It is.
But is there one key takeaway?
Sure.
One overarching principle that ties it all together?
Yes. And our source makes this very clear. Trust the process.
Okay.
Awakening is not a linear journey with a fixed destination. It's a process of unfolding, of surrendering to the flow of life.
Right.
And trusting that you're exactly where you need to be at any given moment.
That can be tough, especially for those of us who like to be in control.
I hear you. But that's where the real magic happens. When we let go of the need to control and allow ourselves to be guided by something greater than our limited minds.
Wow.
It's about having faith in the journey.
Yeah.
Even when we can't see the entire path ahead.
It's about surrendering to the unknown with courage.
Exactly.
And trusting that the universe has your back.
That's a perfect place to pause for now. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But there's so much more to explore.
Great.
Take some time to reflect on what we've discussed.
Okay.
See if any of these signs of awakening resonate with you. and maybe consider which of those practical steps you might want to try out in your own life.
Great advice. We'll dive deeper into this fascinating topic after a short break.
Hey there, fellow seekers of truth and wisdom. Did you know that the Church of Real Talk has a digital store on PayHip? It's where you can find an array of insightful ebooks, empowering guides, and inspiring resources to nourish your mind and spirit. Every purchase you make helps support our mission to spread love, understanding, and positivity. So why not take a moment to browse our collection? Your support means the world to us and enables us to continue growing and serving our community of chosen ones. Visit payhip.com/Church of Real Talk today and join us on this incredible journey of spiritual growth and enlightenment. Thank you for your support.
You know what strikes me is how this idea of awakening, while deeply personal, also has a ripple effect on the world around us.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
It's not just about our own transformation.
Right.
It's about how that inner shift can spark positive change in our relationships, communities, and maybe even the world as a whole.
Exactly. As we become more self-aware and compassionate, as we align with our true selves, that energy naturally radiates outward. Think of it like a pebble dropped in a pond.
Okay.
The ripples spread far beyond the initial point of impact.
So by embarking on our own journeys of awakening, we're not just helping ourselves, we're contributing to a collective awakening.
Exactly.
A shift toward greater consciousness and connection.
Precisely. And that's where the real power of this concept lies. It's not just about individual enlightenment. It's about co-creating a more awakened world. Where people are living in alignment with their values, contributing their unique gifts, and shaping a reality that reflects our highest potential.
That's a powerful vision. What would a more awakened world actually look like?
Well, on a societal level, we might see a surge in empathy and compassion. A deeper understanding of our interconnectedness, and a more sustainable approach to caring for our planet.
So less conflict.
Yes.
More collaboration.
Exactly.
And a greater sense of responsibility for the well-being of all.
And on an individual level, we might see people living with more purpose and passion, pursuing careers and endeavors that align with their true calling, and forming relationships based on authenticity and mutual respect.
It sounds like a world where people are truly thriving, not just surviving.
That's the essence of it. And our source material hints at this transformative potential, emphasizing that awakening is not just a destination, but an ongoing process, a journey of continuous growth and evolution.
So it's not about reaching some perfect state of enlightenment and then just kicking back and relaxing.
Not at all. It's about embracing the journey. The ups and downs, the challenges and triumphs, and constantly striving to align more fully with our highest potential.
It sounds like a pretty amazing adventure.
It is.
But I have to ask, is this awakening something everyone is capable of experiencing? Or is it reserved for a select few?
I believe the potential for awakening resides within each and every one of us.
Wow. So it's not, it's part of our inherent nature as human beings. So it's not about some special ability or predisposition. It's more about a willingness to embark on the journey.
Exactly. It's about making that conscious choice. To explore our inner world, to question our assumptions, and to embrace the unknown. It's about being open to the possibility of something more, something greater than what we currently perceive.
That's empowering. It means we all have the power to create a more awakened reality. Both for ourselves and for the world around us.
That's right.
But I'm curious about the role of free will in all of this. Do we choose to awaken, or does it just happen to us?
That's a question that has been pondered by philosophers and spiritual seekers for centuries. There's no easy answer. I think it's a delicate dance between surrender and choice. We can create conditions that make awakening more likely. But ultimately, it's also a grace, a gift that's bestowed upon us when the time is right.
So we're setting the stage, preparing the soil, but the seed of awakening is planted by something beyond our control.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And once that seed is planted, it requires nurturing, attention, and care to blossom into its full potential.
So it's a collaborative effort between our human will and something greater than ourselves. A cosmic dance of awakening.
Precisely. And that's what makes this journey so awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
It's a constant interplay between the personal and the transpersonal, the mundane and the magical.
As we delve deeper into this, it's important to acknowledge that awakening isn't always a smooth or easy process.
Right.
We've talked about embracing challenges.
Yeah.
But what are some of the specific obstacles people might encounter along the way?
Well, as we shed old beliefs and patterns, we might experience resistance from our ego.
Okay.
That part of us that wants to stay safe and comfortable in the familiar.
Right.
We might encounter fear, doubt, and even a sense of isolation as we venture into uncharted territory.
So it's like a shedding of the old self to make way for the new.
Yes.
And that process can be uncomfortable and even painful at times.
Exactly. It's like a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
A transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Okay.
And during that process, there are moments of vulnerability and uncertainty.
But ultimately, it's a process of liberation, of emerging from the cocoon stronger and more beautiful than before.
That's right.
For someone listening who feels that call to awaken, that yearning for something more, what advice would you give them? Where should they start?
Start with curiosity. Explore those inner nudges, that sense of longing.
Okay.
Don't dismiss it as just a phase or a fleeting feeling. Dive into those feelings. Explore the resources that resonate with you.
Right.
And most importantly, trust your intuition.
So it's about honoring that inner call.
Yeah.
Taking those first steps, even if they're small ones.
Exactly. Even the smallest step in the right direction can have a profound impact.
Wow.
It's like lighting a candle in the darkness.
Okay.
It might seem like a small act.
Yeah.
But it can illuminate the path ahead and inspire others to do the same.
That's such a beautiful metaphor.
Thank you.
It brings us back to the idea of the ripple effect.
Yes.
How our individual journeys of awakening can contribute to a collective shift in consciousness.
Precisely. Each person who chooses to awaken adds to that collective momentum.
Right.
Creating a brighter, more conscious and interconnected world. Now, moving into the final part of our exploration.
Okay.
I'm curious to delve into the practical applications of this concept.
Okay.
How can we integrate these principles of awakening into our daily lives, our relationships, our work, and our contributions to the world?
That's a great question. I'm eager to explore those practical aspects with you.
Great.
But for now, let's give our listeners a moment to reflect on what they've learned so far.
Okay.
And perhaps consider one small step they can take to nurture that seed of awakening within themselves. Welcome back to our deep dive into awakening. I'm ready to explore those practical applications you mentioned. How can we actually weave these principles into our daily lives?
It's about moving from concept to action. You know, the saying, knowing the path and walking the path are two different things.
So true. Where do we begin? How do we make this a lived experience rather than just an intellectual exercise?
One powerful way is through our relationships. As we become more self-aware, we naturally bring more presence and authenticity to our interactions. We're less reactive, more empathetic, and more able to truly see and hear the other person.
That makes sense. If we're more in tune with our own inner world, we're better equipped to navigate the complexities of human connection.
Yeah.
How does that translate into real-world changes in our relationships?
You might find yourself drawn to deeper, more meaningful connections, and less interested in superficial interactions. It's about quality over quantity. And within those relationships, you can practice compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance. You can learn to see the divine spark in everyone, even those who challenge you.
That's easier said than done, especially when dealing with difficult people. But I can see how approaching relationships from a place of awakened awareness could be transformative. What about our work lives? So many people struggle with feeling unfulfilled in their careers. How can awakening influence that realm?
It starts with aligning your work with your values and passions. As you awaken to your true self, you might find that your current career no longer resonates. You might feel a pull towards something more fulfilling, more aligned with your unique gifts and talents.
It's about finding work that lights you up, that makes you feel alive and engaged, and sometimes that means making a change, even if it feels scary.
Exactly. Sometimes it means stepping outside your comfort zone and pursuing something completely different. It's about trusting that inner voice that says, there's more for you out there. And it's not just about the type of work you do. It's also about how you approach your work. You can bring mindfulness, intention, and presence to even the most mundane tasks.
So it's about finding the sacred in the ordinary, the extraordinary in the everyday. We've talked about the individual and interpersonal aspects of awakening. But what about the broader impact? How does this individual transformation translate into collective action? How do we become agents of positive change in the world?
As more individuals awaken, that shift in consciousness naturally extends outward, influencing our communities and the world at large.
So it's like a chain reaction, a critical mass of awakened individuals creating a tipping point towards a more conscious and interconnected world. What could that look like?
As we awaken to our interconnectedness, we naturally become more compassionate, more concerned with the well-being of others and the planet. We start to see beyond our own limited perspective and recognize that we're all part of something much larger than ourselves. And that realization can lead to a desire to make a difference, to contribute our unique talents and resources to create a more just, sustainable, and compassionate world.
So how do we translate those lofty ideals into concrete action? What are some practical ways to become agents of positive change?
There are countless ways to contribute. And it starts with identifying your passions and aligning your actions with those passions. It might involve volunteering your time, donating to causes you believe in, or advocating for social justice.
It's about finding your own unique way to make a difference, however big or small.
Exactly. And remember, even seemingly small acts of kindness and compassion can have a ripple effect. It's about planting seeds of awareness and love wherever you go. As we embrace this journey of awakening, both individually and collectively, we create a world that reflects our highest potential. A world where love, compassion, and interconnectedness prevail.
This has been an inspiring conversation. What a journey. For our listeners, remember, awakening is not a destination, but an ongoing process. You are not alone, and it's something we can all do together, step by step, breath by breath. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into awakening. We hope it inspires you to embrace the extraordinary adventure of being fully alive.
Welcome to Church of Real Talk, where love, faith, and spiritual growth converge to create a sanctuary for chosen ones and seekers alike. Our mission is clear: to empower and uplift individuals by fostering a community rooted in love, faith, and spiritual growth. At Church of Real Talk, we envision a world where wisdom is shared, divine paths are embraced, and healing begins. Join us on this journey of empowerment and transformation, where everyone is encouraged to explore their spirituality, overcome life's challenges, and contribute to a better world. Church of Real Talk, your sanctuary for love, faith, and spiritual growth. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and become part of our community today.